honor all the firefighters and all those we hold in consciousness who have lost their homes or have been challenged. I am here standing with our wonderful Reverend Betty Ann because we have something, I've been here 15 years now, and I don't understand it, I haven't aged a bit, but anyway, beats me, anyway, but all the years I have been here, we have had Mickey Mouse altar tables. Not only were they the different heights, but we were constantly covering with covers. And our wonderful Reverend Betty Ann has well, she manifested it. She manifested and brought in today our new permanent altar, one table and gracefully made from a graceful, wonderful person. And so I've asked her to consecrate it too, because I'm just blown away. Thank you, and I'll take it, Betty Ann.
Well, I want you to all know, everyone, hello?
Yes.
I want you to know that you're sitting in the center of a miracle. A lot of people don't like to say there are miracles, but I love it, so I'm gonna use it. You use what you wanna do. But I am very pleased to present to the wonderful Pam and the church here, we're not supposed to say church, center. The center here for spiritual living, and I do give this table hoping it will honor our sanctuary for years and years to come. And I celebrate the new painting, and the new floors, and all of the new energy. So many people have said as they come in, they may not like it, but they'll say it's different. It is different, it's very different. But I think it is wonderful, and the way it came about and how everything happened was really something else. So I'd like you to join me in a treatment for our center and for our new altar. I know that there is one power flowing through each and every one of us. We are expressing this power. And so I choose to express this power through the sights and the beauty of this sanctuary, with the crowning glory in being our new altar table, temple too. I do give thanks that all came together in beautiful and wonderful ways. We have many stories to tell because it was done just great. It was like being picked up on the crest of a wave and surfing right to the shore. And here we are, all new, all here. And I dedicate this table to all the members and all the friends that will look at it and find a feeling of goodness and graciousness. I turn these words over to that infinite, wonderful, fantastic one power to continue for all of us here the beautiful expressions that we are. And join me in saying, and so it is.
Thank you.
Okay, well, now I'm here to talk with you. I want you all to know that the song Wind Beneath My Wings is my husband Ralph of 64 years.
Oh,
Well, a little funny, the Pope came to visit San Francisco, and while he was there, they gave him a limousine with the driver so he could go see some of the city. So while they were driving, he taps on it and says, "Hey, I'd like to drive." And the chauffeur says, "Sure, why not?" So the Pope gets in and he's driving, and he's just enthralled with the city of San Francisco and all the wonderful beauty there, and he says, "I want to drive." So the chauffeur says, "Okay, we'll let you drive." And in driving, he runs through a stop sign. Didn't even see it. And guess what? There was a policeman right there going through the stop sign. So he pulls him over, goes up to the door, and he kind of looks twice and he calls his sergeant and he says, "Sarge, I pulled over a VIP, what do I do?" And he says, "Well, who is it?" He says, "I don't know, but the Pope is his chauffeur." Oh, it's wonderful to laugh and give out those things. This morning I'm speaking to you on spirituality, and that's a mystery we continue to look at and seek an answer to, but it is the basis of everything that occurs, first in spirit. I read something interesting. I know probably all of you have heard how we're spiritual beings having a physical experience. But this writing said to me, you are a spiritual being having spiritual experiences. Now, if you begin to think about all that we enjoy that is physical, and begin to lock that in tight with the idea of it being spirituality in expression, it gives just a little different view. It's like a new paint job for an old idea to think of it in that way. And you know, what we think about comes about. So as we consider more in oneness and we consider more in spirituality, so it grows. So it grows. This paint job, we've had that in the mill for a while. Dr. Betty and I had great plans, and here they are. But when we talked about it with the board, yes, we want to do it. I said, "Pam, give me a date." And she did. And we did it in that date. We didn't have anything planned at that moment. But it moved through, and that's the spirituality moving. That's the power and the creativity. We all have it. How we choose to direct it, that's important. Sometimes we get in our own way. There was a gal who worked good and diligently, but she always made the same amount of money. She tried 2 jobs, things didn't happen, and she'd end up making the same money every year. And she couldn't figure out why. Until finally she figured that she was making the same money her father had made. And so she had somewhere in mind that it would be a disservice or would not be acknowledging him if she made more money than he made. And so see, to just know that, and we have all kinds of things like that within us, ideas that we have picked up along the line and have made our command phrases, if you will, the way life goes. And so we have to find those things, and the minute we do, something changes. I had a similar experience when Ralph and I were young, making money and that, and I thought I couldn't do that. I had to work. And I found out what I was doing was making myself unattainable to the money because I said I had to work. When I gave that up and said, no, I don't have to work. I work because I choose to work, and I'm going to do the best I can. And the floodgates opened, and here comes the compensation. So as you look at things in your life, what are secondary causations? What is it that you may have in mind that holds you back? Dr. Betty and I talked about that a lot. Dr. Betty said you had to work hard for your living. And she did. She loved it, that's great. But we have what they call command phrases. So take a look at all of those things. Few of them are true, but we will function from our belief system. And that's the way we do. We have things appeal or don't appeal to us depending on what we believe, what we think. The words right there, believe. Is done unto you as you believe. And at any moment of any day, we are a walking, talking flood, but just all kinds of ideas. And we formulate new ones. Everybody came in here, everybody's looking at that altar. Everybody in here is formulating a particular idea of it. I like it, I don't like it, it's fine, who cares? I mean, there's all kinds of ideas coming on. And you have that about everything in your life. And that's where you need to become clear and to let go. In reality, God is all there is. If you truly subjectify that idea, if that's what you're moving and having your being with all the time, it changes. I'm surprised because with my life, most time things arrive before I know I even wanted them. Isn't that handy? It was funny when I talked with Pam about the table, and of course you can look at thousands of pieces of furniture now on the web, just wonderful. So I sat there with the TV going on, streaming through all these things, and I pinned pictures of ones. There were several, and she was doing the same thing. So we said, if we find one we both like, that's it. Well, that's it. And it's a miracle. I just punched the button. A day later, in comes this package. Ralph unpacks it, screws it together, and he and I managed to get it into the car, and came over here, and Buzz and Ralph brought it in, and there it is.
Yay!
Thank you.
Beautiful.
What are you doing with that wonderful spirituality at the base of your being? Just think about that. Then, is that what you are doing making you happy? Nothing and nobody can make you happy. That's something you choose. And as far as gratitude, I wake up every morning happy and choose that. Love. Just love. We may sound corny, but Ralph and I say, I love you a lot. I think everyone should say that to all that they meet, because that's the essence of our spirituality, is that love, the creative power. And if you love it, you can be sure that it's right. You don't even have to think about it. It's love, and it's feeling that greatness. And to apply that idea of spirituality in the experience, every experience. I went to the fair we had yesterday and had a woman telling me about me. And she went beyond just this life. She started telling me what I'm going to do in the next. I thought that was good, because I often say when I'm doing something and I'm not going to finish, I'll do that next lifetime. Why not? Why not? If you thoroughly believe that God is all there is, and that we are really birthless and deathless in spirit, you've got to think about that. I think it's wonderful. I have a little demonstration I'm going to accept as mine. A couple of weeks ago, I went with a group down to the Nixon Library and enjoyed that. And on the way back, we came down Highway 23, and I looked up at the Reagan Museum. I've been there many times. And I looked at the hillside being very, very dry, and I thought, ooh, it'd be terrible having a fire here. And so I looked up, and something in me said, put a ring of protection around it. So I did. I did a little treatment there and gave a ring of protection to the Reagan Library, and it worked. I'm going to take credit for that.
Not the goats.
Well, they were pre, I was post. Oh, that may sound funny, but I think it does us good to begin to understand our oneness with all things. If we have an idea and we do begin to take credit for it, why not? Be the channel for everything to happen. Spirit is everywhere, all the time, all doing, and takes no vacations. It's there, the power. And direct your life, your business, your fun, from that spirituality The next time you go into the movie theater, walk in and say, I am spirit, having a spiritual experience. Movies give us lots of things. Ooh, how dull our life would be. I mean, just look at everything we have. That internet, boy, you can do anything. Somebody mentioned a book to me and I punched the button and then put it on my Kindle and 5 minutes later I'm reading it. Isn't that fabulous? That's where the Thanksgiving comes from. But at the base of that, the thing we need to court is our return to oneness, a real understanding that I and you are one on that spiritual side. And so all of that you are is filled within me. All that I am, I can give, and I can give every day. I can help every day. I can do every day. And I never run out of that capability. It hasn't anything to do with age or station or anything else. We need to give and to draw that spirituality, that beauty, that glory from everyone we see. Especially those we would like not to see, like the homeless. Every time I see one, I give them the greatest gift I can by seeing that spirit revealed within it. I don't know why that person is where they are, what they're doing. I just know that if they are in spirit, it will move. We each are experiencing life in a very personalized way. No two lives are alike, no two ideas. But still behind it all is that oneness, that unity, and move from that. Give up being angry at anything or whoever and stick with that. Stick with that need to express at the spiritual level so that you can have a spiritual experience. How'd that feel? Yes, I want to stop and let you absorb sometimes. What's going on in your head right now? Is this making an impression? Is this a good contact? Why am I sitting here? Lots of things go through your mind. They're your personalized things. And probably as I'm speaking, if somebody drops out and has another idea, that's much better than what you're going to hear from me. It's all within you. What is your desire? How do you feel? We're never alone because this infinite power is constantly moving through us, with us. I call it love. I use that love a lot. And with feeling. And that's what I feel here this morning with all of you. In this bright new place. In this wonder of wonders. In this gift from God. In this miracle. I'm going to call it that. And as you begin to court that oneness and to feel it better, your life begins unfolding in easier ways. Look here. Pam said, where we get the money. I said, we don't have to care where we get the money. And so, who would ever think we'd have a flood here and they pay for the floor? So don't look at your things as tragedies. You can say, oh my God, that was terrible. It was the exact thing needed to fulfill our desires. So don't knock it. Read it. I find that happens to me a lot. That I think that this is one thing and then it really turns out to be something else. So the best thing I can say is anything that's in your life in this moment, anything that's happening, accept it. You're going to just do away with all your power if you continue to hate and want something different, want something to change. But when you accept it and move on and you pour into that creative power your pure idea of desire. What is my desire? What fulfills my desire? Then I can just be absolutely free. And as I say, things come before I even know I wanted them. And I can feel secure. And I think that's one of the things that many people have given up, is this idea of security. There isn't anything outside of yourself to give you a feeling of security. It has to be an inside job. You have to walk every day feeling that you are divinely protected. I remember I was in New York years and years ago. I was just a young thing. I didn't know anything about New York. And so I went out for a walk. And I think I was on 8th Street, which was not a nice place, or whatever that place was. And a very large black man came walking toward me. He says, "Honey, you don't belong here." And he took my arm and he escorted me a couple of blocks over. He says, "Now you nice little lady, you stay here." So I had something I didn't even know I needed, but there was the protection. So how could I possibly feel ill at ease anywhere with anybody? We draw to us everything to fulfill our basic beliefs. Remember, it has to be a belief, just to say, oh, I want that. No, it has to be a part of you. It has to be your way. And I've courted this for many, many years, and I'm pretty happy with the way it's working out now. Because I don't worry. There's nothing to worry about. And that which I am is the joy of God, and I rejoice in it. And if it applies to me, it applies to you too. You can't escape it. You are all wonderful beings of light. You are all deserving of the best. And that best lies right within your own consciousness. So talk yourself up. And every time you write your thankful journal, say, I'm thankful I'm me. How about that? Commit with me for at least a week, every morning, to get up and say, I'm thankful to be me. And so I know, let's say that famous lines that I give you. My life is unfolding perfectly, no matter what. And part of that perfection